Welcome to STAR's SBS tutorial on building bracing locations. There are multiple types of bracing that can be utilized throughout the building with various configurations. SBS will provide default locations based on the type of bracing selected. This tutorial will show how to locate the various bracing types on the building planes. To begin locating bracing in SBS for pricing, navigate to the Building Input screen using the Add Building to Project icon or the Modify Building in Project icon. Click the Next button until you get to the Bracing tab. On this page, you will find the pull-down menus for all walls, roof, and long bay purlins as discussed in a previous tutorial. There are also buttons that allow you to locate the various bracing types on the building walls and roof, as well as buttons for X-brace anchor locations, sidewall portal frame options, end wall portal frame options, and interior column bracing locations. These buttons will be the focus of this tutorial. Be sure to read the red notes associated with the various input selections. After selecting the types of bracing for all building planes, you can locate the bracing in the desired bays. You will do this by clicking the Bracing Locations button in the middle left of the page. This will bring up a roof and wall layout of the building. There will be some default bracing locations already showing. You can edit the default locations by either right-clicking in the relevant bay of the desired building plane or left-clicking over the desired building plane. This will bring up another window showing only the plane you are working on. Once in this single plane screen, you can left-click to locate the bracing in the desired bay. If you are using a fixed base bracing column, FBBC, on one of the sidewalls, left-click on the sidewall plane that is going to have the FBBC to bring up the window with that sidewall only. Next, left-click on the desired bay to have the FBBC. This will locate the FBBC on the left side of the bay on the frame column. If you need the column on the right side of the bay, left-click in the bay again. This will move the column to the right side. And finally, if you need the column removed from that bay, left-click again to remove the column. When finished locating bracing, click OK. The next button we will look at on the screen is the X-brace Anchor Locations button just below the Bracing Locations button. X-brace anchors allow you to locate a rod, angle, or cable termination point at a spot on the foundation away from the frame column to make room for a walk door, for example. Click the X-brace Anchor Locations button. This will bring up a window with buttons labeled with the various wall planes. Click on the desired wall plane and this will bring up yet another window showing all of the wall bays and the bays with bracing. Click on the desired bay with rod bracing that needs to have an X-brace anchor. Next, choose which rod will be moved away from either the left or right frame column. Note that this window has minimum and maximum values that can be used. When finished, click OK. The next button we will look at is the Modify Interior Column Bracing Locations under the X-brace Anchor Locations. This button will be usable only if the building has a crane and the crane is supported on interior frame columns. If not, then it will be grayed out. The next two buttons we will review are the Modify Sidewalls Portal Frame Options and Modify In-Walls Portal Frame Options. These buttons perform the same functions, just for different wall planes. So for this tutorial, let's use the Modify Sidewall Portal Frame Options button. Keep in mind that portal frames may only be used on hipped end walls. Click on the button to bring up the Modify Portal Frame screen. Toggles will allow you to either select full height portal frames or partial height portal frames. If partial height is selected, the box to the right will become active and allow you to input a height for the portal frame. The input dimension will be the height at which the frame will stop. Rods will continue up to the eave above the input elevation. Use the Rod Tiers Above toggles to select one or two tiers of rods above the portal frame. This tiering of the portal frame with rods above is more economical than a full-height portal frame. Just below the Rod Tiers Above toggle, there are two boxes that allow you to limit the web depth of the portal frame column and rafter. For instance, you may need to have a specific clear height for a framed opening. Keep in mind the top of the portal frame rafter is well below the eave height of the building. When finished with portal frame input, click OK. You have finished with the overall building bracing input. Now click on the Loads tab in the main menu and then click OK at the bottom of that page. With the building input window now closed, you can view your wireframe sketch and how it reflects the layout for bracing that has been located. We hope that this tutorial has answered your questions regarding locating bracing in the building planes. For information on roof, sidewall, and end wall bracing input, please see Bracing Tutorial Part 1.